Hello everyone, I am Undead Horde Raid here on YouTube, aka Nathaniel, and we are going to be taking a look again. So we're here, Daily Quest 4, Day 5, my apologies, Day 5 of the Daily Quests. So let's grab our daily login, then we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So, receive those. The new player login reward. We get a shield. Okay. And we will look at all this in a moment. So, I would like to state that as you saw, I made a couple of purchases on this account. I made two $10 purchases, so after tax, you're talking about like $21 or something that I spent on the account. There was two pretty good deals, and we will take a look at them up here. So one of the deals had 2 4-star chickens. We have 10 brews, 2 refills, an epic skill tome, the 2 void shards, 3 ancient shards, and 800 silver for $10, which was a pretty good deal. The next deal was 10 brews, 1 energy refill, a 5-star chicken, a legendary skill tome, 2 void shards, 50 gems, and 100,000 of the silver. So I wish it was slightly more silver or slightly more gems, like make it like 100 gems or something like that. But I still think it was a pretty good deal. The majority of the reason why I went with definitely the second deal, well actually this is the deal that I bought first, was because the 5-star chicken for UDK, it's just one step further being able to get to a 6-star, so now I got 2 5-star chickens. And the legendary skill tome, being able to put that into him as well, is going to be extremely helpful just to getting him as a max out. He will definitely be my first legendary that I'm going to max out on this account. So obviously I want to be in a position in which I can do that effectively. So you also probably saw that I already had 3 ancient shards in the shop, and I will tell you where I got those from. I actually got 1 from the market. I got 1 from completing the gear enhancement event, and I'm really close on the gear hunters event to receiving another ancient shard if this thing would load. But it hates loading. I'm like 2 rewards away from getting it. And then I got 1 from doing a run inside like dragons for some additional artifacts for that Gear Hunters event. So we will go through. We are going to complete all of our daily missions. And then we are going to do a little bit of summoning at the end of this video and see who we can pull. I think out of all of the shards, I would ideally like to see at least 1 undead horde, if not 2. And I'd like to see at least 1 from the void, and at least, well, 1 or 2 from the ancient would be really nice. So let's see what quests we've already completed since I was on live stream when I started this, and so obviously I got some of them already. So we have to summon, so we'll worry about that later on. We can do the tavern, the artifact. Let's get all that type of stuff out of the way here. So we have been slowly working on a few champions here. We can actually see here that the Death Hound has come a decently long way, having a handful of skills into him, mostly received through the tavern. I would have to say. We can also see here we got the Sorceress. We got this as a drop from the campaign. The Hellhound I don't think has had any more level ups, maybe one. UDK is now maxed Ascension. So we will just throw in the legendary skill tome into him now. There is one. I would really like it to go into Get Comfy Everyone. Being able to bring down this cooldown is super nice because of the shield and continuous heal. Having that proc more often would be ideal, but I think anything can be helpful. Nope. So I got it on the A2, which is okay. And that means we do 10% more damage, which isn't bad at all. Damage is always extremely, extremely nice. So we will just pick this guy. Get him up to level 20. Yes, it's technically a waste of a brew there, but that's fine. I will use him later. And then we can upgrade an artifact to level 4. These are what we got. Not this one's a really bad chest plate. I'm probably just gonna sell that because flat rate HP is horrible. But the helmet I think is okay. Not perfect, but it can definitely be used as something for now, especially just early game like this. It'd be good on a potential unit that could use attack and defense. So, we got those two out of the way. Next, it's campaign and arena is like our biggest things that we have to go through here now. Campaign, we've made a really good push through it, but we are stuck at stage 4 right now, trying to clear that 3-star. I may, for this video, I normally would like to 3-star everything, but no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till I can 3-star everything properly and get the 2 voids together and summon them together. So we're going to have to see a wait on that in this video, unfortunately. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to run through, wrong stage. We're going to run through the catacombs here. Take you out, take you out, take you out. You're all max level. Throw you in, and throw you in for some levels. You need to do 7. And start. This honestly shouldn't take too long because of the UDK strength. Again, the reason why we go through stage 3 is because of being able to receive undead champions and the usage of just being able to upgrade skills and stuff like that. Getting as many sorceresses as possible is nice because I do prefer to grind out her skills by collecting the champions that drop instead of using any books on her. I feel like it's a huge waste of books because she is a farmable champion in this game. So I'd much rather spend the time farming than anything else. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at that. Some people might disagree because the ancient tomes can be pretty easy to come by, and in a position on this account where I might not even get a rare champion for a while. I have to have a lot of summons fall into play, and that just might not happen, and so I could really wait a long time before I even get Sorceress into a good position. That is it really worth it to wait versus getting all the books into her immediately and being able to have her get closer to her max potential. But I don't want to waste them, because if I do get lucky, especially at like the end of today or at the end of this video where I could possibly pull another rare, I'd much rather have the books up for a rare that I can't farm versus a rare that I can farm. It might be slow, but it's worth it. And I don't think Sorceress is so overly powerful where it's like I absolutely need to book her out like now. She is good I definitely have a lot of good uses with her, and I've had a lot of success with her on other accounts. So she's definitely a good champion. I just am not so stressed out about max leveling her, where I feel like I need to do it like right now. Like, she's not going to give that much of a boost to the account if I did that. That's a lot of the reasons why I do that. I think it's also just generally a better use of resources. I'm going to be grinding through this every single day anyways to complete the missions, and so I could definitely have a fair chance of getting the drops. It would suck on one hand to waste energy grinding through here if it's not like worth it. Like, if I could beat Brutal difficulty like 12-3, then I'd much rather farm that at the beginning of the videos and get like the XP on champions than farming through stage 3 for the sorceress drop. That's like super low. So in that situation, if I get there first before I can max her out, then I might just spend the rest of the ancient tomes I have on her that way. But it's still a little weird to fully figure out. As of right now, this is how I'm going to do things. I could get lucky. I've had some accounts in which I got extremely lucky, and I got her drops pretty quickly and was able to like max skill her in like 2 weeks or something like that. And in some situations, I still have some accounts that I've been playing on for like a month that still don't have her even remotely close to maxed. So it's a weird situation for sure, but you know, I play it by ear. It's one of those things that I would hate to get like a better ancient unit and then can't max them out because of her. And I know I'll get them eventually, but I don't know. And she does feel like she takes a fair bit. I have to look and see how many she takes, but I feel like she takes like a lot, like 10 or something like that, which is a pretty hefty price, it feels like. So we will have to see on that. How are we doing? Oh, only 12 minutes. That's not terrible. This is probably going to be a 30-minute long video. I've been trying to keep them shorter. Like, that would be the ultimate goal for these daily quest videos, to keep them closer to like 20 minutes. And it very much is possible, definitely as I get faster speeds and stuff like that to beat through campaign and things, it'll definitely be a lot easier. See, we got the sorceress drop. That's actually really huge to actually see here on camera. So that's great. And if I have to like finish her off with like additional skill tomes, just like 1 or 2, that's like one thing. If I don't feel like waiting for like to get like 1 or 2 more of her, then that's like, I won't be super stingy like that, where like it absolutely has to be this way. But you know, she was also a good drop to get for the what is it? I'll show you guys afterwards what I'm talking about. But she's a good unit to have drop for that. It's in the Guardian Ring. The oh, what's it called? Well, I'll just show you guys here momentarily. We have our guy here up to level 14. Not empowered. Yeah, Faction Guardians. My thing's lagging. I don't know why it's lagging so much today. I've been playing on my computer like a lot though, so it could partially just be my computer like overheating. I don't have much open. My encoder seems to be doing fine. I'm probably just giving the computer just too much information right now. So in the Faction Guardians here, you can get the rare, as people know, get the rare champions. But Sorceress is a great option just to throw in here because it is a free farmable character. So why wouldn't I just try to farm her up and throw her in there as well once I get mine max level? So that is also very much a choice for her as well. And part of the reasons why she's so easy to farm, or why she'd be worth farming as well. Got ourselves some free elixirs. I don't know if anybody can use them right now, but so we'll upgrade skill. I don't think I have anything to upgrade our rank yet, but we are working on that. So we'll get that out of the way. But yeah, it's 4, 5 is 9, so 12. It takes 12 to get her maxed out, which is crazy. And I definitely, like, 12 seems like a steep cost to be wasting that many ancient books. So, alright, now we just have some arena. The Faction Wars is open currently for Undead. So we will do some runs into there as well, just to see how far our team can make it this early on. And obviously being able to get some glyphs is super nice. So that is another part to this challenge that can be very difficult. Is if, because I can only get glyphs, obviously, or the main way of getting glyphs. I don't know if there's any other way. There might be some drops through some, like, the clan bosses that I don't know about. But obviously the main way you get glyphs is through Faction Wars. So if I can only do the Undead Faction Wars, then those are the only glyphs I'm getting. And so then I could be very much stuck for a while on getting glyphs and things like that. And especially if I'm struggling to get through the Faction War, then I also might not get very strong glyphs for a while as well. And that could also cause a lot of issues and can cause some stagnant situations here on this account. But these are all things that are indeed a part of the challenge, and I will just have to work my way around. Yeah, just have to work my way around. It will just mean, though, for sure, that if I use glyphs, I have to make sure that I'm using them to the best usages for them, and I'm not just wasting them. They will become way more of like a gold resource for me than maybe for like other people on their accounts and stuff like that in this situation. So I will also have to mention the Dampire is built. We will look at her build a little bit more later on and show you guys how I have her built. Just temporarily, or I'll show you. Yeah, it's a temporary build. I don't know if that's how I'm keeping her or not for now, but it's an idea of like what I would like to see from her. And I will obviously be able to put better artifacts on later on once I get them. It's obviously getting to that point that is the important part. All right, so we can complete through that. And we have completed through this quest. So with all of that being out of the way, we will actually jump into doing the summons now, so we can help complete the rest of the quest, and then we will show off some of the champions and close out the video. So 6 ancient shards, 4 void shards. I could wait, but what am I really waiting for? Let's get into it. Who are you? Knight Revenant. Sucks. Okay. Ancient Shard number 1. We are looking to ultimately get to... an epic Gerard the Stone. Probably just going to be food. I'm not going to lie to you. That's just free 4-star food to me, and I like that. Unless for some reason he's extremely, extremely good and is worth holding on to for a later account. Man. We're through our first 3 so far and have not received a single undead. I am a bit worried that I'm not going to get one, but that is the risk that must be taken when doing this. I have to get lucky. And it may not happen. So we have one more ancient shard. Let's really, really hope here. Last shard luck. No. Oh. Nothing. That hurts a little bit. We did complete our dailies. We actually tomorrow we'll be able to get another ancient shard from completing those dailies. So that's really nice. We are putting a pause. We have to move some champions around. I'm going to put these all over. So let's move them over to the vault. And I will figure out later on the usefulness of either food versus keeping. And that'll be a determinant. Obviously, some of these have like fusion stuff. And so there are some fusions that are undead fusions that I could go after. And so that's like something I need to take into consideration as well. So let's actually take a look real fast at the index here. And take a look at the voids. And maybe who we might want to get. So obviously I don't actually know the best voids for the undeads, honestly. There was watching a Cobb video, and he had actually mentioned Seducer being potentially somebody very good for Ice Golem. So that's something that maybe I would like to get so I could help have some type of direction in Ice Golem. I do not want to get the Arrow Blaster. I can get her for free, so that'd be the worst one for me to pull. Up in the epics, there's only 2. I don't know which one is the better of the 2, but getting any of them would be phenomenal. Probably. And if I happen to get lucky in any way, shape, or form of getting a legendary one, I obviously wouldn't want to get the Urost, just because this can get for free eventually in Doom Tower, so I wouldn't want to waste it on that. But Siffy would be amazing to get, especially for Arena, help me able to move through Arena a little bit better. Or I think like Little Miss Annie, I'm pretty sure is like really, really good. And the Gaspard apparently is not as good as he should be, but again would be a really fun one just to pull as a new champion. But obviously I can't be too picky. Any legendary void would help out a lot on this account, even if they're not the best. It would still be a lot more power than what I'm already possessing, so that would be nice. With all that out of the way, let's really hope for any amount of luck. Oh, he's really good. Okay. Please. One undead champion. No? Come on. Come on. Come on. Nothing. Wow. That is just bad. So I'm not going to use any of the voids for food or anything like that. They will just be kept off into the master vault until I can use them later on in my account. Or obviously some of these are for fusions, so I might use them for that. That's completely fine by me. I actually have to see who I have for some of these fusions and see if it's for anyone that I can actually use here. So the Lich is like one of them. So we have one for the Lich, which is nice. And I think the rest of these are actually farmable, which would be pretty nice. This one's not actually. Magius is not. Marked is not. And okay, none of these are farmable. I lied. It must have been somebody else I was thinking of. I know these are all farmable for the Aeroblast. I just haven't done it yet. But these are all farmable. So get her for free. Not very good, but I can do it. Unfortunately, this did not go as planned. I'm pretty upset by that. I'm not gonna lie to you. It would have been extremely helpful on this account, even to get one new unit, but you get lucky sometimes and sometimes you don't. So let's collect. I guess we got cruel. I'm gonna keep all of my cruel gear that I get, just because it's gonna be hard for me to get my hands on any type of cruel gear. So I might as well keep the ones that I can actually get my that I can actually get my hands on, because that could be extremely useful. So for the rest of this video, we are just going to go through. We're going to show off our clan boss run of Demon Lord here, see how well we can do. Last time we were hitting around 200,000 damage. Some of it was a little bit higher, some of it, well, not lower. The lowest was 200,000. I think it was 200, 210, then like 241. So I want to see if I want to be beating those numbers, because my champions are stronger at this rate. The Dompire is now has some books in her, or some skill level ups in her. The Dompire has full ascension, is now full ascension for what her rank is. She's also now rank 4, level 40. So I have her built currently in lifesteal and in crit rate, so I can get her crit as high as possible. I believe her crit currently, if I remember properly, is like 89 or something like that. So really, maybe it's higher now. I can't remember. So has a pretty good chance here of, but still has pretty high crit, which is phenomenal and absolutely necessary because of how our A1 skill works. Just for getting the kill and constantly able to do it, but also just having the damage that we need onto the Demon Clan boss. A Demon Lord Clan boss. Not too shabby. 300,000. So we're already breaking through yesterday's video by like 100,000, but if we keep going at this rate, I think we'd be lucky to see like 360. Oh no, I think 4. I think I'd be really happy if we can make it to at least 4. And if we lose out there, that's fine. That's 8 between the two of them. That's really not bad at all. The absolute max damage you can do to get like the final chest is like above like 2.8 million or something like that. I have to look it up. Wow, pretty good. This definitely puts us at a new chest, which is good. The higher the chest that we have, the better. And this is definitely a great start. I mean, you can just even see from getting the UDK built up more, just how much better he is at taking everything, especially with the additional buffs from now having the A3 skill, where he gets the additional 10% health, defense, and speed whenever units die, is just such a huge boost to him. So 533 is really, really nice. Let's look here. So that puts us at the novice chest, but obviously we do that again. That'll put us within like the $1 million range, so at the high end of the adept. Almost, okay, so beating through warrior, or to get to warrior, you have to beat 1.15. So we are actually not, we actually are in a position in which we could do so, because if we hit 533 again, that's 1.66 that we'd have, which would put us at the warrior's chest, which is huge. That's exactly where we want to be at the highest possible chest, because then the drops are just slightly better, getting the chance at the ancient Shard and Ancient Tome are nice, and even having the chance of getting with that 5-star gear is huge as well. So we're going to run through our last key, and then we will be doing faction wars and ending out the video. So sorry for this being a slightly longer video than normal, or normal-ish as of right now, but obviously as more content comes out, it'll be that way. But also hopefully some of it will get faster. Like, I'm hoping that it'll kind of like level itself out, in which certain areas I'm gonna get faster at, like campaign, that'll go by so much faster, and like maybe arena will go by faster, so that if I have to do things like the Demon Lord, that it actually kind of evens out to where we should be at and things like that. I would also, I mean, eventually I would love to have a team that's good enough to beat through the Demon Lord clan boss on easy. Sooner rather than later would be extremely nice, and definitely in like a good time frame, but it'll definitely be a while before I get there, especially if I can't get any good pulls, which is really kind of crappy. And I cannot believe out of 10 shards I didn't get a single undead. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It does hurt on the purchase a little bit, because that's like a bigger part of the purchase was being able to get the shards for the chance of getting an undead. And obviously I know the risks, but it definitely is going to make me shy away from ever purchasing again for at least a while. But I had the expendable money to do so it's not like it's like the biggest deal in the world. Like, don't think I was like doing this and I'm like, I don't even have the $20, but I'm just going to do this for the game anyways. I had the money. It just was a kind of a dumb risk to take in hopes of something good happening. And obviously for YouTube and stuff like that, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you want to get the chance at getting the pulls. It is fun to make those types of videos. Like, summoning videos do extremely well on YouTube, and that's something that you obviously want to constantly be going for, is the fun, more entertaining thing, especially for my channel, so I can help lure people in. Now, I will say, I don't think I'm doing that bad. Where I'm like on day 3 or 4 of this channel, or like day 4 of this channel now, and we have gained 2 subscribers, so big shout out to the subscribers. I'm sorry I didn't say something at the beginning of the video. I meant to, just got, you know, distracted. So big shout out to those subscribers. It means a lot to me. But like, my very first video is at like 90 views right now, like 90 views, 5 likes, which is really nice. My second video is already at like 2 likes, and it's at like 5 views or something like that. So it's like, I'm actually not doing, like, it's actually quite nice, and I'm seeing more views than I ever thought I was going to see. And I don't know, I don't think it's way too early to tell, I think, the actual analytics of where that is coming from, but it is super nice that it is happening, and it does give me a ton of hope. I also did have somebody who commented on the video, on one of my videos. It was just like, hey, do you want, I don't know if he was trying to sell me the account. I don't know if he was going to give me the account. You know, but he was asking if I wanted an account that had Rotos on it, however you pronounce his name. And I had said no, because I really wanted to work on everything. I'm really dumb on how my math works. I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry, guys. But we are within the adept chest, so that's really, really nice. Anywho, you can ignore me when I try to do math. I'm really stupid. Let's move on. Also, level 28 is really, really nice. We're making it quite far onto this account. So, Faction Wars is the last thing that we will look at. We have the Undead Horde. Battle. Material drop is also like a big thing too, that we might not have as well for the forge, so we might be able to miss out on being able to like legit craft gear too. So let's get everybody. Actually, we need to. I thought I had already put the Dompire in to get the additional skill, and I just didn't, and now I feel stupid for not doing so. So we don't have enough of those. All right, let's look. The Dompire skill. It's into the A1, but that's actually fine, it feels like. All right, and we'll take a look here. I'll show you guys real fast. Here is the Dompire. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Dompire is an offensive. I want her to eventually be in crit rate, I think. But, so the crit rate is at 89. So that's not bad. But this is her current gear. Obviously, the gauntlets are really nice. Having the 40 there. Plus 1 roll into speed and twice into attack percentage is actually really huge. I think the chest plate would be the next one I'd get up to like level 16 probably, even though it's a 4-star gear, but just having that attack percentage would be really, really nice. And a potential roll, and I don't know, crit damage would be something. And then the boots suck. It's attack, flat attack boots, which is awful, but the additional crit rate is nice. So that is the Dompire. Obviously the build hasn't changed much on the Hellhound except for things being leveled up a little bit further, like the 3-star gloves, but the attack percentage is really, really nice to have just for the additional damage. We have 1 crit rate piece here on the Sorceress, but honestly, I might just throw some gear on her just so I can do any amount of like more damage going into the words that mean things, into the faction wars. Wow, that's not great, but what are you gonna do? So obviously I think it's probably better to have any type of gear on a champion versus no gear. So I do need to get at least a little bit better about throwing something on my champions. What do we want to do here? Sorry, should have been planned out a little bit better. This is fine, honestly. Speed roll could be huge. Double in speed, 1 in crit damage. I will take it. What do we want? This is fine. Flat HP is whatever. We need something for the boots. I really wish we had just a crit rate boots, but we don't, and that kind of sucks. I don't even think I have any speed boots on the account right now. I do, actually. We'll equip these temporarily just because of the... I mean, there are speed boots. Twice roll into attack percentage is actually not bad. So, there's just some quick, kind of crappy gear, but phenomenal speed. And we have, like... He's in nothing, but all of his is attack percentage as well. It's rough. The account is not looking great. I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely didn't put enough thought into some of these guys as I should have. And so you are kind of seeing that here on the account. And it just kind of is what it is. But so now we're just going to throw on a bunch of random pieces just to have pieces on. And I'm not even going to worry about the skull lag. Alright, because this video is already running way too long, so we're going to run Faction Wars now, and this will be the team. Okay. Feels, yeah, really bad. I think I just wasted 10 minutes there just trying to temporarily build some champions for this, but it's okay. Things happen. I'm just going to auto it. There's no point in me trying to micro it. I don't love microing things. I'm not, like, the best at the understanding of everything like that. So I will be autoing as much as I can. But, obviously, eventually, I will have to probably learn how to micro just to get through some things. But that's fine. That's just a new skill I will learn for this game. But here, actually, it shows a great reason why I love the Dompire so much, because she was able to take out the last 3 enemies by herself through her A1 skill, which is really, really nice. And obviously each time she attacks, it's an additional turn, which has an additional turn that ticks down on her A2, which can be a positive and a negative. The positive is it does heal me. So if I'm in a position in which my health is low, and I'm able to get several kills, get that attack off, and could heal and maybe max out my health again for survivability, that's extremely nice. But in other situations where you're interrupting how the A1 works, it can be an issue to interrupt the A1, in which I might get a situation in which the A1 would have killed through, but then the A2 goes off and the A2 doesn't kill through, and that can cause issues. So. But, I mean, she's like level 40. And you just saw, not like the greatest gear in the world. But doing decent damage. I would say for the position that I'm in, it's not bad damage at all. So that's super nice, but it's just not enough damage for me being able to get through the campaign, unfortunately. I've actually switched over from using the Hellhound into using the Dompire for campaign, just because damage produced is just so much better coming out of her, and it's still just not enough to get through. So I don't know what my next step is. My next step is probably getting her to level 50 and seeing if that is actually going to be enough additional stats for me to do the damage that I need to do. And part of it, I think, is just like an HP thing. You know what? I can actually get more crit from doing the masteries. I haven't done any masteries on anybody yet, so I can actually get the additional crit rate that I need from the masteries, which would be nice, or at least get like a lot closer, because I get +5, which puts me at 94, which is really, really nice. So I'll probably focus on doing that soon. I don't know about tomorrow. I have work at 12 tomorrow, so, and it depends on what time I go to bed tonight. I might live stream again tonight. I've live streamed twice today. Once for like 3 hours or something like that, and then I did another time for about an hour and a half. So I might be able to live stream again tonight, just so I can grind through maybe some of Minotaur, just so I can get masteries going, because that would be like realistically the next position that I'm in to moving this account along, would be to get those out of the way. Not out of the way, but like to get those moving along so I can get the additional just everything on the champions. But I really want to, I ideally would like to buy all of UDKs. Like, ideally, that would be the position that I would like want to be in, is to buy all of UDKs, but also UDK is like my best damage dealer to be able to move through Minotaur. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird position to be in. We were making it through the faction wars like fine. Like all the keys that we've used so far, we've been able to move through these levels, which is phenomenal. It's super helpful. Obviously, what that then means later on, the next cycle, when this comes through, my champion should be stronger, so hopefully I can push through the next wave, or like the next area. But if I can't, I can just set up camp and grind through and get whatever glyphs I can get, which is nice. Glyphs or forge material, so it's something. It's gonna take me a while to get through, but that's just the name of the game. Okay, so we're at the first boss of it, and we'll see. I actually don't know how many bosses are, like, per the normal, because this is like not like the final boss. This is like a mid level boss. If I could beat through that, I'm not going to be able to beat through this. I have like a really strong feeling about that. But if I could beat through this, I actually think that puts me in a pretty decent position. You know, because that means I didn't waste like really any keys today, which is really nice. Now I will have like one key left over. That key will I'll just rerun like whatever the highest 1-star key I can, or one key I can run. I'll just run through that just so I can spend the key and not get it like wasted, which will be really nice. Wow, the UDK went down first, which is really bad, actually. So yeah, absolutely knew I was not going to be able to beat through this, but it was a fair attempt that got made. We need a block reviver, I guess. Being able to go through that wave. So stage 3 is oh, because I lost it, I still actually get those keys back, which is nice. So what I'll do is I'm actually going to put, I don't have enough keys to do that. I'm going to put one key into running stage 6, and I'll put one key into running stage 3, and then I can at least get all my keys used and get as many rewards as possible, which is obviously the best use. We don't want to waste anything. This is going to be pretty close to an hour-long video. Oof, that's really rough, but it's not going to happen super often like this, so there's actually so it's okay. This is going to be just every once in a while. There'll be longer videos, but we got to see where the team is at, how it's able to produce through faction wars, and so I think this is a pretty historical moment on the account, and that's nothing to be too upset by, I don't think. So, pretty okay with that. Alright, nice. And then stage select, we can go through 3 and bam. Alright. I kind of wasted just using the multi-battle. I definitely wasted using the multi-battle there. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. Whatever, it's fine. I'm stupid. It's whatever. I think you got enough multi-battles where it's not like the end of the world. So, and if I just have to single click through things, I will just single click through things. That's fine. Most of the time I spend the streaming, I'm sitting at my computer anyways. It's not like I'm like walking away from my computer and just doing stuff and like letting it go. Some situations I am for sure, but it's definitely not all the time. So. What are we looking at? Bam. Bam. Okay. And you know what? There's rewards. Yeah. So more energy. That's nice. 50 energy. We got another rare skill tome and 50 silver. which actually does mean that currently I have enough skill tomes that if I wanted to, I could max out Sorceress right now. Like I said, don't know if I will. I don't think it's worth it, but with how the summons went today, I might just have to, just to have some hype of hopes in these champions. But it's fine. I digress. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in another video soon. Sorry again, this one was so long, but like I said, it's going to happen every once in a while. I hope everybody's enjoying the content, and I hope that it can get better as time goes on. And again, thank you to the 2 subscribers that have come to my account. I really do appreciate it. All right. Peace.